If you have an Etsy store, whether it's selling vintage items or your own homemade items or anything like that, I have a strategy for you that is going to increase your sales. Hi, this is Dena with Left Lane Finds. Welcome back to my channel. I am a part-time reseller. I sell on eBay, Etsy, and Poshmark. And today I'm going to talk to you about Etsy. I sell only vintage on Etsy because I don't have a store where I make my items. I sell everything in terms of being a reseller. And when I sell vintage items, I post them to eBay, but then I cross-post them to Etsy. In my Etsy shop, which is a very tiny, tiny little shop, I know it took me a long time to get even 50 items listed, and I finally got it up to about 70 items listed. So I have a tiny, tiny shop. However, I just learned about a new trick that I wanted to, tell you guys about because it has been working for me. And I have the tiniest, tiny little Etsy shop. I think that this would work for bigger shops, much more successful than it has for me, and yet I'm still having success with it. So what I'm going to do is show you on my laptop what I'm doing, how it's working, the best way to set it up for your own shop, and I think you guys are going to like this one a lot, especially if you want to increase your sales and make a lot more money. Are you guys ready to make more money in your Etsy shops? Go to your dashboard, come down to marketing, and when you click on the little arrow, this comes up. Click on sales and discounts, and I'm already on the page, but it brings you to here, the sales and discount page. As you can see, you can run a sale, you can set up a promo code, and if you haven't already done this yet, set up your thank you codes and your abandoned cart codes. And that is to give the person a coupon for a certain percentage off. My old strategy was to run a sale once a month on my Etsy shop and always participate in the sales that are set up by Etsy itself. For instance, there's a cyber sale coming up that runs from the 18th of November the whole way until December 1st. They highly suggest that everybody who has an Etsy shop participate in that. That is something I think you just click on and it automatically sets it up and runs it for your entire shop. And there's a lot less involved in terms of setting that up. But back to the strategy that now it's time to set up that strategy. Go ahead and click on setup and it brings you to this set up a sale page and you can customize your sale. The first thing you see is the discount amount and it defaults to percentage off, but there is a drop down in there that says free standard shipping. I just keep it as percent off, and then the next dialog box over also has your discount percentages. I tend to go with the 20% off. I make sure to price the items in my shop accordingly. The next thing that I change is where is this offer valid? It always defaults to everywhere, but I change it to the United States. The next criteria you want to set is your order minimum. I keep it at none, but in the past I have changed that to be anything over $10. So you can either do it by number of items that they have to buy like 2 or more items to get the sale or whatever you want to do there, or the order total. So I had items that were under $10 and I didn't want the sale to apply to them. I don't do that anymore. I make sure to price my items accordingly. And so I just set this criteria to none. Now, the strategy comes in right here, the sale duration, where you pick your start date and your end date. What I want to show you in here, I'm going to try to click on here. Okay, so here's November. So the strategy that has been working for me and should be working for just about anybody who has an Etsy shop is I used to run a sale and I would run it like maybe in the middle of the month for like 4 days. Now what I do is I run sales all month long, but I only make them 2 days long. Like I put it from like Tuesday to Wednesday. Then I might do it Thursday to Saturday. Then maybe Sunday to Tuesday. And I mix it up along each little segment of the month here. And I basically only run a sale that is for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days at the max. But I have them running continuously so that when someone comes into my shop, no matter what time of day or what day of the week or anything like that, they're going to see that there's a sale running and that I have, for instance, 20% off. However, it'll say this sale ends and then it'll give the date. And so it'll give the customer that sense of urgency that they would like to purchase that before the sale ends. Now, customers who are randomly finding your shop and, don't follow you on YouTube and don't, know about all the strategies that you do inside your shop, they're not going to know that the next sale is the very next day and it's going to run for another 2 to 3 days. So that is how this is working. So what I did for the month of October is I set it up that I had multiple sales in October. And that was my first month trying this new strategy. And I made a sale right away. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is great. So then I set it up for November. And another thing that's cool about this is you can set it up for the whole month. You could set it up for the whole quarter. But I decided to just do it month by month and, see how it worked. And I didn't want to do this video unless it started working and I could say that it was a successful strategy. So far in November, we're not even through the entire month of November, I have had multiple sales in November, and I think it has a lot to do with that strategy. I'm also going to be participating in the Etsy-wide cyber sale that they have. After you have your date set, you can put in any terms or conditions or restrictions in this dialog box right here. And I usually don't use that either. The next thing you want to do is give your sale a name. They give you an example over here, and then here's some examples that I've used in the past. But now that I'm running 10 to 15 sales in each month, what I'm doing is I put the abbreviation of the month, the start and ending dates, and the year that the sale is running, and that's how I'm going to be naming all of my sales. So a quick example, I put 20% off. I have it as none. I'm going to run my sale from the 16th to the 17th. I didn't put anything in that dialog box about, any restrictions or anything. And then, let's see here, come down below, and I just named it example. And then I'm going to hit this continue button, and that brings me to this screen right here. So included listings. So what you got to do here is click on this button over here and then start picking the items out of your shop. Now I want to do all of my items, so it takes a bit, but I pick from all my different categories and I do it until everything in my shop is listed in for the sale. And then you just click the review and confirm button, which is at the bottom here. But I'm not going to click on that because this is just an example. But you just keep doing that. Like if I'm adding some more items here, I come and be like, okay, I want to add my mugs in. Now I have my mugs and my, salt and pepper shakers. And you just keep doing that until you have everything in your shop that you want to have included in the sale. I do my whole shop, but depending on how your shop is set up, you might have specific things. Now, if you think about it, you could run a sale just on mugs if you want. So that could be a separate sale that is different from like putting your entire shop on sale. So this can be sliced and diced every which way, and I hope it gets you thinking about multiple strategies in order to increase your sales. I hope you guys found this video to be informative. When I heard of this strategy, I thought, oh my goodness, I've got to try it. And I did, and it was a slow start. So that's the only other advice I would give to you is if you do it for 1 month and it doesn't work, stick with it. Do it for another month and then do it for another month. This is kind of like a slow uphill climb that you got to take. But I think if you do it consistently and do it for not just 1 quarter, but maybe 2 quarters, do it for an entire year and see how that works out for you. So don't get disappointed if you try it, say, for the month of December, or the rest of this month of November, and then December, and then try again in January. I am planning to use this strategy consistently all the time. I think that it is one of the best strategies I've come across. I just think it's so unique. I know that some Etsy sellers also, they'll do like flash sales where they'll do 50% off of either certain items, or categories of items, or their entire shop. You can do that. Run a 24-hour 50% off sale, and if you have social media, you can always put it out there that, hey, I'm running a 50% off sale, but it's only good for 1 day, so you can even increase your sales that way. There's just so many ways to think about this. So anyways, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys later.